pride in that performance, considering a fortnight ago you came over here and lost by 70 points?
No, not really. No, I mean, we're proud of the performance today by the boys, and you know, anytime you travel interstate and win games, it's big in the football when you build a football season. You know, and Collingwood have been in really strong, solid form. Some might say we still haven't beaten a top 8 side.
Coming over to Melbourne and winning, is it sort of you don't get many opportunities to play here, so is it something that you circle on the calendar a little bit?
Yeah, no, again, in national competition, doesn't matter where, we love coming to the G first and foremost. We really love being a part of being out in the G, and the boys enjoy that. But as I said, when you play in the national comp, it's a challenge to go interstate, whether it's in Melbourne or any of the other states. We just look forward to going there and giving our best and coming away with wins, because they do build your season.
What was the most pleasing thing for you today, Ken? I mean, the pressure seemed to be a really key factor today.
Yeah, pressure was really good. Boys didn't quite finish as well as we like. We held a side again to 62 points in perfect conditions. I think that gets missed a little bit. You know, we put Wingard to Pendlebury in a run with role. Our most creative player of all goes and puts some pressure on their captain, who was hurting us badly. But Chad accepts a role, and that's what this team's about at the moment. They're playing the role they need to.
Is that something a lot of people probably don't realise is part of Chad's game, that he can do something like that? You guys obviously are aware of that.
An outstanding thing to have when you talk about a trademark football team and a football club. It doesn't matter who, it's just do the job and get it done, and that's what, as a group, they've been able to do more often than not for us this year.
If you hadn't seen anything and just looked at the raw numbers, you'd think it wasn't actually that big a gap between the two sides, but was it your ball use that was that much better than them?
Yeah, I think we took metres gained, and they were a bit content to play a bit possession style football, and some people perhaps they look at us and they think they can maintain the ball a bit more. I don't know, but when you hold a side to 62 points, you're not going to lose too many.
Great brand of footy. I mean, Matty White was terrific.
Yeah, it was really nice for Matty, because he's struggled to find a way back this year a bit, and he's just showed today he's still got some stuff to offer to us. His outside speed on big grounds is really important for us. But yeah, I think our brand of footy stands up pretty solidly when we get it right. We didn't. And I'm sure Bucks would say that neither team probably executed perfectly today, but over a course of 4 quarters, you end up 5 goals up against a side that's playing pretty strong footy and pretty desperate footy today.
Do you think that's sort of the way the game's going? Like, everyone can be okay on the inside, but it's the capacity to sort of do that damage on the outside that might separate the best teams from the rest?
Yeah, look, I don't know. For us, it's about defending really well, because I think that's, if you're trying to damage too much, perhaps you lose your defensive method. And for us, we're more about our defensive method. Our contest stuff inside is really important, but our method around and outside is crucial to our success.
What's the key you managed to keep it in your forward half for a fair bit today. What's the key for that to happen, for that to work? Is it work rate, or is it how you set up?
Robbie didn't play injured. That probably helped us today. I get that question. I just wanted to put that out there. Robbie wasn't injured today.
He was terrific today.
Yeah, he was outstanding. But it's a team thing. It's a team together. You can't hold it in your forward half if the forwards or the mids or the backs, one part of your team breaks. You can't hold it. For us, it's about the team staying together. I've said it a few times. We're probably not near the most talented teams in the competition, but we work pretty honestly together in a trademark style of football.
I was really happy with Pal Pepper and the Lions. Really almost bullied the Pies in that congestion and soddles.
Yeah, we are. I mean, they do bring some big bodies to the midfield, as big as you can get probably, and Brad joins in with them as well. So I think that's clearly it's been an identified issue of us in the off-season that we wanted to probably strongly correct and put some big bodies in there and say, okay, we'll just take some territory off that if we have to, and so far we've been able to get away with it. And you're right, Sam Powell-Pepper in year 1, he's a pretty influential player, isn't he?
Just with Gray and Wingard, how big a bonus is it to be able to have a champion midfielder who can play like a champion forward, and a champion forward who can play a great midfield role as well? Yeah,
it's a fantastic weapon for a coach, obviously, and for the coaches to be able to use them where we need to, and to get the results that we want. We're quite comfortable with either or playing in those spots, but again, they operate off the group, those big body mids, those other forwards sacrificing their positions to allow other people to do their jobs.
As much as you play down the skill level, it's not bad.
Yeah, no, they're good players, both of them, but again, they understand what they need to bring to the team.
Where do you see those two guys in the long term? Do any of them more likely to stay in one area, or are they going to be interchangeable for a while?
Yeah, I would think you've got to maintain flexibility, not just with those two, but you've got to maintain flexibility with all your group as best you possibly can. So, Trengove in the forward line, he can still play back. Westhoff can play on the wing and play forward or in the ruck. That's the flexibility we like, and that's really important for us. We are quite solid with our back 6 or 7. Jaspers and Hamish and Brogsy was out today. Tommy Jonas has been such a general down there, and Cleary. We like that group, and we don't mess around with that too much. But I think overall we've got some good flexibility.
Just going back to Matt White again, you mentioned he was really good today. Is there a role for him even when these injured guys come back?
Yeah, he played as well as he played today. I thought he, some tempo to gain the tempo of AFL football is pretty important for Whitey. He hasn't played much senior AFL football for a long time. Remember, he'd done his arm last year. He missed the whole season. So to get a little bit of a sniff at what it's like, he'll get some confidence out of that. We as coaches get some more confidence in him too. So that helps keep him in the side, I reckon.
Who are you without besides Pollock?
Broadbent. He was out today, rolled his ankle Thursday, and there's still a lot of other boys who have been around the mark. So, we've got a reasonably solid amount of players that can come in and play AFL football, and there's some young blokes that we still haven't seen.
Just one point, you've got one more game here at the G before finals. That's 5 out of your last 6 you've won here, so the ground presents no fears for you, doesn't it?
No, we do. We love playing at the G. Any side probably does, I think, but our record's pretty healthy at the moment. But, the wide open spaces plays into our game a little bit more, and we do like to move the ball when we get a chance. But, importantly, we defended the G, which is, again, another important part of the game. And, we certainly do like playing at the G. And if anyone's listening, we don't mind a few more games if they want to give them to us.
How saw the battle, Paddy's game against Grundy, two of the...
Yeah, both really good rucks, weren't they? And both, had some moments where they're both pretty strong. I love Paddy's game. It's his 200 game for the club, and for himself and part of our club. And you got to see inside to understand what it feels like for the rest of the group. For Paddy, they genuinely love him, and they wanted to make sure. I heard a couple of them actually say at 3/4 time, let's make sure we looking after Paddy and we bring him off the ground the way we should. There's some real care about him, because they understood what him and Gus went through, and other Essendon boys have gone through. They understood what he'd been through, and you can see in his way he's playing that he's enjoying being back out there.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.